Well, Rose Byrne is a dear friend of mine, and Stephanie Lang also is a dear friend of mine, and they called me and asked me if I'd come do this part. So, of course, any opportunity I get to work with them, I will blindly say yes without a script. But when I saw the script and everything, it was very moving. And what I liked about my role was I got to be nice to her, like in the beginning of the film when everybody was sort of writing that character off, and I got to give her first opportunity. Yeah, it felt nice. She's one of my favorite directors ever. I love her. I think she does more than your typical film or television director, in my experience, in that she will actually engage with you, ask about your ideas and stuff. I think a lot of times everything's on such a budget or a timeline, it's like go, 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 go. And she always will take the time to go, how do you feel? What do you think about that? So yeah, I love working with her. She makes sure all voices are heard. A big message I've been sort of repeating on the line today is we have to take care of each other, and we have to make sure we look out for each other, be kind to each other, because we don't exist in a vacuum. We don't exist individually. The way we treat each other ripples out into society.
I was working on a series, Your Friends and Neighbors, and Jonathan Cropper, who's producing this, one of the producers, and Stephanie Lang, who's the director. All of a sudden it came up, and I don't know if it was connected or not, but it was. And then I read the story, read the script, and it's a great, nice little story of redemption. So I would like to think I'm a bit of an observer of human stuff, and so it's just another reminder, as if we don't see enough of it today, the sort of system cruelty, the way we treat one another, the class system. I've always been keenly interested in all of that. To me, it was just, okay, there's another story of this.
First of all, I'm so grateful. To work with Octavia Spencer, to work with Rose Byrne, to work with Andrea DeBose, I was overwhelmed, and the role really spoke to me because it was something about recovery and getting a second chance in life and doing something about it. And I was just so grateful to be a part of it. First of all, amazing and very hands-on, but also I was able to make a suggestion quietly. She took it, and she was so kind and so generous in her direction and allowed us to riff a little bit, and it was really cool. If you have a problem, there's loads of help, and I believe that this film is one of the first steps, into getting the message out there, And I have to say, I'm 32 years in the business, and I'm so grateful. This is my first time walking the red carpet at Tribeca. Keep it on, keep rolling, keep moving. I'm so grateful.
Oh, it's crazy. I didn't think it was going to be real, and I just still don't think it's real. I haven't seen it yet. Is it real?
It's real. I feel so grateful that Jonathan Kesey saw my story in the Seattle Times and called my absolutely lovely lawyer, Kevin Eggers, and said, hey, we want to make a movie. And then here we are, and Stephanie decided to direct this, and I'm so grateful that Rose wanted to play me, so it's just awesome. And Dominic Sessa, his second movie ever, and he's so good in it. We haven't seen it yet, so this is going to be a surprise to us. But we were there for some of the filming, and actually he was the only person I was starstruck to meet, because there was such a stigma about homelessness and people, the way they treat homeless people, and they're especially the system needs to be fixed. On all sides. So
yeah, not just the towing industry.
No, especially not the towing industry. Just
everything about.
There's so many different facets. It's not just can be fixed in one conversation or one area. To see homelessness in a different light, and if a homeless person is struggling, that they can make it.
I was really excited because, I don't know, was it your idea or my idea to make outfits together.
Oh, that's right.
Because I made and designed our outfits, so it felt like a really fun bonding experience with my mom. So it's been special for me as a child and a mother to be able to bond over something like that I'm so passionate about, even though it is about her in the long run.
Once I read the script, I was 100% in, and anything Rose Byrne asked me to do, I'm like always right there for Rose. So I was already inclined to say yes, but they were like, you got to read the script. And I went, okay, I read the script. I went, this is a great role. This is a great movie. It's a true story. It's ticking all the boxes. So here I am. I hope that this movie is going to change the hearts and minds of people in terms of homelessness in the United States. What causes it, what they do to get through, what their lives are like. And there's some very preconceived notions that we have in our country about people that are, homeless. And I think this movie is going to be very instrumental in changing people's concepts. Oh, Sam is great. I worked with her on Physical first. So on Rose's movie, television series. So just everything. It was great. What a great, easy, fun, relaxed, enjoyable set. And we had a lunar eclipse. So while we were shooting. So, top it.
Well, I love my role, but Rose has been a friend for a long time, and it was the first opportunity for us to do something together. So it was really fun. It's such a... Well, it's funny. When you have a smaller role, you don't really know what the overall ethic of the film is, even though you've read the script. But our rapport and our scenes were so sweet and so much fun. She's wonderful. She's super smart. The set is chill. You have this... of course, it's a low-budget film, so you have to stay on schedule, but it's a super chill, wonderful set. Even more so now, how much trouble some people are in financially, the circumstances that they're working with, and to try not to judge anyone you see in those circumstances ahead of time, before you know what's going on.
I read it and had to tell the story. I mean, she's such a fighter. She fights a broken system. Obviously, there's a housing crisis. It's global. And I just was so touched and so moved at how she took on a broken system and fought it and was like tenacious as hell. When I make anything, whether it's TV or film, I'm really attracted to character-driven stories and things that have something to say about the world. This one definitely does. So I think if you approach it that way and protect it, that's what I did. Well, I've worked with Rose Byrne on her Apple TV show that we did for 4 years together, and I read the script and I knew it was her, and she's so vulnerable and so just an amazing performance, and honestly everyone said yes because I think they felt the urgency to tell the story, and then we fully trusted each other and we just kind of metaphorically jumped off the cliff. I think it's hopeful. I hope that we all fight the good fight for whatever is right and just in our own lives, and that we remember to be kind. I think she fought against a broken system and was met with a lack of empathy and kindness, so start there. We're so happy to be here. Kara was a huge champion of the film early on, and we just couldn't be prouder. We haven't seen it in an audience of more than 5 people, so it's going to be interesting.
When I read the script, I was really moved. This is a true story about Amanda Ogle. This woman spent 369 days, 22 hours and 51 minutes trying to get her car back. She was living in her car, trying to not only get her car back, but her dignity. And I just felt, regardless of race, there are so many people who are going through moments like this all around the country. And I was like, I want to be a part of this. Stephanie Lang is our director, and I think she's just a genius. It's an incredible cast. Rose Byrne, Octavia Spencer, Demi Lovato, myself. I'm honored to be a part of an incredible group of people just trying to tell a beautiful story that I think will help a lot of people in the unhoused community feel seen. Yeah, and highlighting these broken systems that we're all watching play out every day. We champion homeless and sexually trafficked youth, not only in the country, or in our country, but in Canada and parts of Latin America as well. And I've been so passionate about these young people that they were the beginning of what opened my eyes to all the different facets of oppression that members of the unhoused community experience every day. And so when this came to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I am a firm believer that you are not your circumstances, and how people react to you and your circumstances should have nothing to do with your value. So this to me amplified that belief, and I wanted to be a part of it. But Stephanie is one of those beautiful directors that lets you find the moment. And what I really enjoyed about her is like she knows when she's got it, right? And she just lets you sit and stew and stew and stew. And then she calls it when she knows that she can move on. And I think as a beautiful female director, it's so nice to work with a boss lady who runs her set, who gets the shot, moves on. I feel like we made this in maybe 21 days. And you have to be a boss to get a film like this made in 21 days with all these incredible artists with crazy schedules. Like, she really did her thing, and she's a beautiful filmmaker.
It's based on a real-life woman, Amanda Ogle, who I was just with, and her chapter in her life. So she was wonderful. I spent a lot of time with her. She was very candid with me. And then the producing side of it was just, it's so fun to have a seat at the table, you know, with the decision making. And we shot it in 19 days. It was a Hail Mary. So we're really excited to be here. Really, she was my cornerstone and my touchstone. I just spent as much time with her as I could. I went to Seattle and spent time there. She took me to the shelter where she lived, and so that was really important to get a sense of place. Well, it's a classic kind of David versus Goliath, you know, it's the underdog taking on, you know, a corporate entity, and there was something about that I thought was just so, you know, you're really rooting for her. When you put a tiny movie together, you just hope for the best, and we got this incredible cast, and they were just so wonderful, and you all do it because you love the script and you want to tell the story. And I've lived in New York for nearly 20 years, and it's downtown, it's New York, we need this more than ever right now, the arts and celebrating stories and story making, and so I'm thrilled that we're here and we get to premiere here.